Hi again. So today we're going to talk about Reiki, its different levels, and how it relates to the prana that we've been talking about. One of the things to think about as you join the Reiki community, because that's really what you're doing as you become a Reiki student, is you're joining a group of healers that are invested in healing individuals, healing communities, and healing the world, because people take this in all sorts of different ways. They use it with animals, they use it in their home, they use it for friends and family, or they really have a practice of it. And some people love the idea of the whole healing the planet vision. So when you do Reiki 2, that's something you can do. You can do distant healing and stuff. There's a great quote by Margaret Mead that I just loved. It goes, never doubt that a small group of committed citizens can change the world. So Reiki is taught in 3 degrees or levels. You'll hear it referred to in either way. So Reiki 1 deals with physical healing. It's and self-healing. It enables you to work on a very physical level with your plants or with your animals. I've never done it with plants, but I've heard that it can be really beneficial. So one of the things that will happen with this is you will receive the attunement to be able to do physical healing and self-healing. And what that is, it's just kind of preparing your body to be able to channel that kind of energy. You learn the standard hand positions. And like I've said before in the text, they were kind of an add-in later to kind of simplify the process so people could be up and working more quickly doing the healing stuff. So they're an add-in, they're an aid, but I certainly don't think of it as it's not Reiki if you don't do it this way. But so you learn those hand positions. You learn how to feel the energy, which we've already been talking about some, and you learn how to send the energy or work with it, how to pull it, and you learn how to work with and listen to your guides, how to listen to guidance from God or your angels or whoever you're working with. And then you're also introduced to chakras and to the auras of the body, because that's where the prana is. They're focal points of the prana. I think we can think of it that way. And we also talk about the need for grounding and protection. You will discuss and learn the different ways that you can use the symbol that you receive. In Reiki 2, you receive the attunement for the emotional body or for distance work. So that allows you to work forward in time or backwards in time. So you can do past life stuff or early life stuff. I can work with my friend's child on a snowy day when I don't want to go out. I can send that energy to that child, and it still works. So those are examples of distant or time work, and it also works with past trauma, PTSD, addictions, and clearing negative thinking or thought patterns. These 2 components, the emotional stuff and the distant stuff, allow for healing work across town or around the world, which certainly people do. And in this, the 2nd degree, the student will receive 2 more symbols. And what they really are is just words. They're a prayer. They're saying, I want to do emotional work. I want to do emotional body work. I want to do distant work. That's really all it is. You see it in Japanese form. That's when the symbol was written, because the speakers were Japanese. So it looks strange and whatever, but it's a written prayer. So the journey through Reiki and through the levels is one of opening to the healing work from the different auric levels of the body. Each aura relates to the energetic frequency of a chakra, and it emits its associated color. So we all think of the 7 major chakras that run up the body. Now, there are minor chakras, there are other major ones, but predominantly people think of these 7 ones that go up the body. And there are 7 auric fields that relate to that. And what you'll find is the prana is reflected outward. That energy frequency is found in that field. So if there is an issue in your gut, it'll also show forth there. And that's how you can end up with, so I find this very interesting, that if you've got a tight gut and you're breathing shallowly, then you're naturally anxious. If you focus on deeper breathing, relaxing that, then that anxiety goes away. So, or if you're anxious, your gut will tighten. So they're very intimately related, and they can affect each other. People talk about, if your chakra is out of balance in this zone, then the whole system can be out of balance. But these two will interrelate. Okay, so one of the things to think about is, because there are 7 layers of these chakras, we don't think about it. They expand outwards. And our field of influence can, if somebody is within that field, those can blur. And you can pick up on what they're feeling. You can feel icky or whatever. And you're really not sure why. Well, it's those blending of those energies. Sometimes one person tends to pull energy, or, I had this happen recently. I was around somebody, and I realized very quickly that I needed to put up some boundaries, because all of a sudden I was feeling sick. I was feeling not well. I was wanting to shut down. And so to me, that was a sign that something was going on. And that's one of the things that you're going to need to learn to do as we start this journey, is to create the boundaries, because you don't want you don't want to take on the issues of the client that you're working with. And that's very easy to do. As I said, we're working with communication mediums and holding mediums, so it's easy to pick that up. You want to create a barrier that light and love can get through, but you don't want to pick up the rest of the stuff. Like, had it happen where you pick up the rest of the stuff, and it's just not fun. So those are some of the things to think about. I think we've kind of talked around the chakras and the auras. I will talk more, kind of defining more what each of those chakras is. But this is kind of a quick intro, and you'll get a written piece to go along with it. Thank you very much.